This module will understand what is power of accommodation and will understand the similarity of human eye and camera. Now when we are looking at this, generally first to understand power of accommodation, here we have a schematic diagram of eye lens and ciliary muscles. Now in this particular diagram, let us understand how we see nearby objects. Whenever you want to see nearby objects, what will happen? The ciliary muscles will press the lens from above and below. Now when the ciliary muscle is pressing the lens, because of this the lens bulges, and when the rays of light enters, it focuses in a nearby area. So the ciliary muscle contracts and the lens bulges, and when the lens bulges the focal length decreases. So let us summarize this to exactly what happens. Now to focus on nearby objects, the ciliary muscle contracts, making the eye lens thicker. As a result, the focal length of the eye lens decreases and we see nearby objects. But let us understand how we see faraway objects. For this, once again, the eye lens and the ciliary muscles. Now when you want to see faraway objects, the ciliary muscles relaxes. That is, the ciliary muscles above and below go in opposite directions. When they go in opposite direction, the eye lens thins. And when eye lens becomes thin, the focal length increases. So you can see here, now that when the rays of light are entering, the focal length increases, and with this increased focal length, you can see faraway objects clearly. So let's summarize this once again. To focus on distant objects, the ciliary muscles relax, making the eye lens thin. As a result, the focal length of the eye lens increases and we see the distant objects clearly. So in this way, the ciliary muscles are responsible for adjusting the focal length of our eyes. So students, the ability of the lens of adjusting focal length on its own is called as power of accommodation, a very important definition. So this, students, was power of accommodation. So students, next let us understand the similarity between a photographic camera and human eye. Now to understand the similarity, we'll make this column. So we have a camera, we have human eye, and let us see the similar functions. The first is, in a camera there is an aperture. So there is in human eye also an aperture which is called pupil. And what is the similar function of aperture and pupil in the human eye? The function of this is to control the amount of light which enters the eyes. Coming to the second organ, which is similar, and this particular second organ is a lens. A camera contains a lens. A human eye also contains a lens. And what is the function of the lens? Of course, convergence of light. We come to the third part, and this third part is a photographic film. A camera contains a photographic film. Whereas a human eye, it also contains a photographic film, and that is nothing but the retina. And the function of this is nothing but image formation. So retina in a human eye is a screen on which images are formed. And students, these are some of the similarities between camera and human eye. Thank you.